Iron Mike, Mark Mastro.
Yeah.
Joe Locust on the beat.
You don't know what's coming.
Yo, I'm at your head for the kill. You better head for the hills. This where you run into. Mike Slice are rated for real, so guard your jugular.
People are coming out, they're paying a cover charge, they want to see a live show, they want to be entertained, and we're going to take that to the next level. We have been. I play drums, I play bass, we incorporate that into our set. You know what I mean? It's not just pop a beat on and let's grab 4 mics and let's go. It's an orchestrated set.
And beyond that, I mean, we all have our own personalities. I think, once people get to know us, they think we're fucking hilarious. But beyond, even further, like I have a lot of influences in hip hop, like Ninth Wonder, Jay Dilla, Your Job Is, I could keep the list going, but I try to keep my sound separate from everybody else's. I try to keep my production and my lyrics, everything that I say, everything that I am separate from everybody else because I'm trying to be myself. And, I don't really think there was anybody else in hip hop that was really like me. And lyrically, my biggest influence is Lupe Fiasco. I think he's a genius. But no, I don't think Prime Example really sounds like anybody. I've heard us compared to Wu-Tang. At the same time, I heard us compared to the Roots. And then I heard us compared to Common.
Asher Rock.
I heard us compared to Asher Rock. I heard us compared to Slaughterhouse. Like people don't know what we are yet.
And I think the beautiful thing about Prime Example and the reason we wanted to do Prime Example, there's people we all know and people on the internet and people that have heard us that don't know us, that some of us, maybe some people just like my style, or maybe some people just like Mike's style, or maybe they like how Mike and Joe flow together, or they like Joe's beats and they like Mark's rhymes, or I feel like Prime Example has someone in Prime Example or multiple people in Prime Example, or as a whole, it has something in there to offer to you, and something to attract
There's a
people.
lot more of the ability. I mean, nowadays, there's so many, there's so many just bland people, and since there's so many people, it's like you can just listen to one song by one single artist and decide if you like them or not.
Yeah.
But when you listen to an album of 4 MCs who all have completely different styles but still have great chemistry together, not only because they share musical influence, but because of just the day-to-day process of us all being, almost a family. But there's a lot more to what we can bring to the table as opposed to one artist bringing one style over one type of, musical sound. I mean, you can not like the way that I rhyme, just like Steve said, but you could like the way that Mike rhymes over anything that Steve does. It's just we have a lot more than just one angle or one tunnel towards our music. We can
We're all
mix it up,
individuals, but at the same time we mesh.
We try to keep it cohesive. And obviously we want you to like the whole song.
And understand, we are as a whole Prime Example, but Mike's got solo shit he's done in the past and that he's continuing to doing. Mark, we all have solo endeavors that we pursue and that we work on. As a whole, we're Prime Example, and even on our solo endeavors, we're Prime Example, but it doesn't hold us back from anything.
Right.
Like, every one of us are creative motherfucking individuals.
I think it's cool that you guys can do your solo shit.
Yeah.
But then we have the in-house producer that all you guys are used to and comfortable with. And
As well as Mike, too.
As well as
Mike.
That can,
Absolutely.
keep you guys together. That's like, you guys are like the glue of Prime Example, you know what I mean?
For sure.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that.
To answer the original question, though, that you asked about, like, just the lyrics and everything, and just how we take it past that, it's just really, at the end of the day, just about not giving a fuck. Like we make music for us.
Who else we got on PDF?
Nobody.
No one, man.
There ain't nobody on PDF. We didn't want anybody.
This is just,
It ain't personal.
MC's gotta
kinda
hold their own
personal.
weight, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Too many features on a project waters that shit down.
Yeah,
There's
we
already
kinda-
4
yeah.
of us, yo, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you've seen the shows before. We get crowded up there, bumping into each other on stage and shit, man, so it ain't no different.
We have enough time.
when
We
we're
have enough
recording.
hard of a time trying to pick who's gonna be on what
Yeah.
song, let alone trying to get more people on a song. And it's
Yeah,
like,
sure.
on top
Sometimes
of
we
that,
just gotta Wu-Tang that shit and battle each other
Yeah.
to see who gets on what
Yeah,
track.
It's definitely
it's
it's
It
a
normally winds
process.
up being 4 of us anyways.
It's
you
a
know what I mean?
process in itself just to make sure shit's not oversaturated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something you gotta watch, and it's definitely something you gotta keep in mind with 4 MCs. You know what I
So
mean?
it's
4
a,
people.
Yeah, you
a
definitely.
solo group project.
right.
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah,
every
it's
every
just-
beat
It's
is
all
made by
in-house.
Joe.
It's all
Yeah, it's all
yeah.
everything
Every
Joe
beat is
beats,
made
man.
by
It's
Joe,
super.
so-
Tried a little hard for it, you know what I mean?
Good.
All old souls, man. That's all us. You know what I'm saying? We really don't feel the need to venture out, because, you know what I mean. Cats don't really have anything that we need right now. You know, we have a DJ, we have producers, we have musicians, live musicians, like all within the 4 of us. So within that, it's like
You don't need anybody.
we're good
No,
over here.
I
Yeah,
understand.
Yeah,
I
we got
come
it.
here and do our sessions. Everything before Modern Marvels and up to Modern Marvels was all recorded in a closet in my tiny ass apartment that was half the size of this shop. Like there was nothing. You know what I mean? We all
It was
did,
fun,
we did
man.
everything ourselves.
There was no light in there.
There was nothing.
I remember that.
There was nothing.
It was
We
fun.
all had to be quiet when everyone else was recording because we were just in that type. of
Now that's
quarters.
it. Now that's as far as the production and the MC aspect of the album. Now, as far as the scratches
gotta-
and as far as DJing, we do have the legendary, the one and only DJ Optimus Prime.
Oh,
The man.
okay.
The
And
man.
he is a
He
good
blessed
friend
us
of
with some
ours,
scratches.
A good colleague to have around. And
His
he
work
definitely
speaks
does
for
his-
itself.
Yeah,
That was-
So what, you throw him
Just
the
dope.
beats and he'll scratch it up and then send it
yeah. I
back
mean,
to you or what?
sometimes we do shit at his house, man.
Okay.
We'll be in the basement in the lab doing stuff, and he'll do it right there, man. He's a genius with it.
Yeah,
It's
definitely,
crazy.
definitely
mean-
big shout outs to Prime.
Yeah.
DJ Optimus Prime, he's the man.
Does
He's
a lot to
always
help us.
I
blessing.
forgot about
It's
that
always
song.
blessing
Actually,
us.
is that one beat that he made.
And it is, yeah.
Oh, we
there's
have a
one-
Prime beat on there.
There's one song on there that he made the beat. Prime made the beat. That's the only outside thing. The only person to do any other work on this project is Prime.
Cool.
Hurts my
So I
feelings.
guess Prime and Prime. It's a Prime and Prime.
Yeah, it's a
Prime,
Prime.
Prime.
As long as
thing.
Prime is in the name.
Okay.
It's,
cool.
it's
I
only
guess that's all
natural,
that
you
matters.
know.
But he's someone that definitely meshes with our style and definitely vibes with us, and we vibe with him a lot.
He appreciates what we do, and we appreciate what he does.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
That doesn't mean that we're not open to collaborations, though. You know what I mean?
Oh,
We're just
absolutely.
speaking from strictly an album standpoint. But
Right,
as far
right.
as
Oh,
you know what I
we
mean,
wanted to
our
do
body
this,
of work,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? We're down.
As
Please.
long
Like I said,
as we
as long
feel
as
what
you're
you're
down,
doing,
contact us,
as
yeah.
long as you're dope, yo, we're down to do shit all day. You know, we got shit that we've been trying to do with people out of state, out of country.
Yeah.
So we're down for anything. that's
Ending
dope.
statement, pre-digital files is our statement, though. That's Prime example.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
And it's what we got to say. So
Yeah.
we're going to let it be said from us for it.
All right, so PDF in a short-term point of view, what do you want it to accomplish?
Just
Like right off the bat, what do you want to happen?
I mean, we just want for the hip hop fan that likes beats, that likes lyrics, you know what I mean, that likes just good music. We want them to be like,
We want this to be.
That's
the,
what
we
I've
want
been
this to be
waiting
the
for, you know,
joint
that's
in,
why-
in your fucking CD player for the next couple months. Like
Okay.
we want
This is
to
gonna be-
We want this to be the before work driving CD or
It's
like.
not going to be your
you
30-minute mixtape. It's definitely going to be
No.
something you could cruise to for a while.
Yeah,
It's,
it's gonna be a real long track list. So we want this to be something that all different people can vibe out to all different songs on there, and it'll be something that people are really digging for the next couple months until we start giving them more shit.
Right. And the project is something else.
So
Just
what about
looking back on all of it?
Yeah.
long-term? I mean, 2 years from now, what do you want to look back and say PDF did this for us?
I want to make sure,
It opened
more than
the door.
anything,
Open the door, yeah.
yeah, it opened the door for people to like get it, to finally get to know our personality, to finally be like, to associate a sound with us. Like I want PDF to definitely be like what our soul is all about.
Yeah, Modern Marvels was our first project together, and
Okay,
not to
it
take
is.
anything away from it, but this is really going to be, this is like our freshman, I guess, if you want to consider it. This is what we're coming at. 'em
Yeah,
with.
Modern
You know what I
Marvel
mean?
had
Modern Marvels
had
was
no
like our
concept.
test run.
Yeah, had no concept. It was all
was just us
songs.
coming
it
at
was
it.
Jumbled around, yeah. It was
Yeah,
just
it was a
just
lot of
kind of us
fun,
being
you know.
us,
Yeah.
and it was great. But this is the actual seriousness where music is also taken as like a full art form, because anybody can make a single song, but
Yeah.
somebody who can make a whole album that from front to back has a concept that all matches with each other and that
Right.
everything goes with each other. That's something that not everybody can do successfully, at least.
You're going to really get to see how we work together as a group and as a band. You know what I mean? and just vibe off each other and work with that synergy.
So speaking of that, why don't you guys tell me what each of you contributes to Prime Example?
All right, I'll start off, man. These dudes, each in their own very way, are all very talented with their ear. My man, like you already heard him say, he plays drums, he plays bass. You don't know how many times I've gone to Steve and I was like, yo, how do these drums sound? You know, how does this bass sound? And he'd be like, this is good, but this could be like this. Like, I wouldn't play it like this. Like, I would play it like this. And then it would kind of make me, you know, it would open my eyes to how a drummer would play. And that's how, you know, what influences me, like, personally through my drum patterns was him. You know, I remember going to a class of his one time. He brought me to this little competition where I was watching him play and stuff, and he comes out, and I see a score on the board, and the man was perfect. I was like, what the fuck? I was looking around. And then since then, you know, I always went to him with ideas because obviously he knew what he was doing. And then, you know, Mark is he's the one who masters the projects. So the final, you know, the final sound is all up to this man right here. So that's a really big. I
He's
mean,
got a fucking
you got a
album
big
there.
responsibility, my man. But
Yeah.
he takes a big. He has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and then Mike is also my co-producer. And honestly, I don't mean to, you know, talk down to anybody else because I love how everybody spits, but Mike, when I personally heard Mike spit, it was like, damn, I need to write that. You know what I mean? So it was really cool. Just, you know, if it wasn't for these guys, I wouldn't be half the artist I am today. You know, just simple.
So you guys kind of build off each other.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think me for Joe, been a big influence regardless of how much of my instrumentation I've had at hand. Like, he done a lot to introduce me to hip hop and to introduce me to the, you know, the digital era as far as how he produces music and has grasped my knowledge on that. And obviously what he adds to the table, a prime example. He's our producer as well as Mike is, but you know, they're the heart. They're the heart and soul. If we didn't have those
They lay the
beats,
framework.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to say that too, man. I would not know what jazz is if it was for this man right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I remember just like being at his house and you open a page on YouTube, bam, I'd be like
Some
this
samples,
exists.
Some samples.
There's some samples, man, and then like we got older and we went back, we found those samples.
But yeah, Mark, for me, like I saw Mark grow as an MC, and we all saw each other grow as an MC, but I feel like Mark's just came such a long way, and he's honestly, even if I wasn't in this group, one of my favorite MCs.
Yeah.
Like, and obviously all these boys are, but like, Mark's lyrics, what he adds to the table, what he's done, and people don't know, Mark's got a little production aspect in him. He doesn't leave dabbles in beats, but, you know,
You'll grab a little sample of that.
he's
off Mike's
added
project.
a lot.
Okay.
Mike obviously with the lyrics, with the beats. Mike came hard with
And
the
then- and the
Mike came hard
knowledge.
with the MP.
Mike's got more hip hop knowledge stored in that
Yeah, for
in
real.
that head than like. A
I
lot
think
of
Mike
people
knows every
understand.
single hip hop song.
He's
in
definitely the
existence.
scholar. Definitely the scholar of prime example.
He's the encyclopedia.
Yeah, crazy. He knows everything. This dude studied
sure.
too much.
Yeah, man, with these guys, yo, it helps to just have people that think on the same level as you do, you know? Just people that are kind of just agree with the majority of the shit you say, because you all hope for the same finished product, you know? You're all kind of working towards the same goal, you know? So I feel like the fact that we all bring, like, similar flavor to the table definitely helps, man, like these guys. But they're all, you know what I mean? I always say it, too, when we're chilling, it's like, they've been together for a lot longer than I have, so I always observe everything from like a fly on the wall kind of point of view. So it's like, you know, like
Get swatted.
I
Man,
get
the man's family.
Unswattable.
He's being humble.
He is being humble.
Being humble.
unswattable.
But like, yeah, exactly, man. Like, if we didn't have the synergy and the connection that we had together as artists and as, you know, producers and MCs and composers and engineers and all that, and that same wavelength that we have in our brain, we wouldn't be together. This isn't just like four cats that met through the scene, or like
We didn't
four
fucking
cats that
meet
just stumbled
in
upon
a
each
bar.
other.
We
Like,
didn't meet.
this is
you
deeper.
know, this
you
is
know,
yeah.
this is
we
a family.
we
it's a
do
bond.
music with each
We're gonna
other
be
like
doing this-
25% of the time.
We're gonna
Like,
be doing this regardless. This is, you know, this isn't a hobby.
This
It's
is
a
part of
lifestyle.
our life. You know?
your favorite track gonna be on PDF that's coming out?
For me personally, there's this track called Heartbreaks and Love. It's actually not called that. That's the name of the beat. We actually haven't thought of the name yet. But it was real. It was real smooth. It's the most recent track we did. It wasn't even supposed to be on the EP.
I mean,
it
for
sounds fresh.
Yeah, it does. For me, I like Just Like the Blunt Up. It's a track we did with Crystal Rose. Shout out Crystal Rose, our one musical feature on there. And she just kills it. We kill it. It's a
Yeah.
very vibey track.
Real cool track.
Something that people really haven't heard from us, and the approach and the ambiance you'll see from it, but they'll like it.
Heartbreak and Love, I'd say as well.
I think I just can't stand them all equally.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. There's this one joint Joe did, Sold by the Pound was the name of the beat. I think we called it Move, but that's a joint that I'm really feeling. It's probably my favorite joint.
It's
Work.
got a good feel.
Work. Okay, so Mike, you're working on your own project right now.
Yeah, I'm working on an EP right now called The Mic Check. It's just mostly produced by me, and then Mark's got a beat on there too. But yeah, it's just like a real short joint, you know what I mean? Keeping it short and simple, just kind of grabbing the mic and getting busy, you know what I mean? Not really too many concept joints, just kind of, you know, rapper, just rapping my ass off type shit. But yeah, man, that should be out within the next couple of months, so look out for that and the album I'm doing with Shut Eyes.
Joe, you got your own joint going on too?
Yeah, it's more of a I want to call it an instrumental album. It's basically a concept beat tape. That's basically it's called Long Swords and Sine Waves.
Now, what's that all about?
Long Swords is basically an ode to video games, and Sine Waves is an ode to the music.
Oh, okay.
And the album is supposed to play out like I'm playing a video game. But it's a lot more. You're not gonna notice that at first, and once you start reading the track lists and understanding the songs, you're gonna start putting it together and be like, oh, this makes sense. And then just kind of how the songs sound and the samples that I use, it should all, you know, make sense to be one cohesive product at the end.
Word up.
Long Swords
All
and
right,
Sine
so
Waves.
that's prime example. Pre-digital files coming out ASAP, I guess.
Soon.
Yeah,
Ish.
I'd say
2017.
It's just all on how fast it can get mixed and mastered. Yeah, yo, but we're Prime Example, Old Souls Program, Buffalo, New York.
you already
Peace.
know.
Peace.
Buffalo hip hop.
Cretaceous.
Shout out to Cretaceous.